This is a Glitterball podcast. Before we get into today's episode, please remember I'm judging these housemates based solely off of an edit and not as total people. Please don't send them any hate, it's just a game show. It's time to talk a double eviction. Sparks fly after the VIP party and someone's taken home $10,000. We will get into all of that right now in your eviction episode for He's Always Watching Australia. From Glitterball, this is He's Always Watching, a Big Brother podcast. Hello fishbowl friends and welcome to your eviction episode for week 2 of He's Always Watching Australia. We have a lot to get into, including a very rain-soaked shambles of an eviction, which we will unpack in just a moment. But I have to apologise because as soon as I started recording for this episode, the heavens have opened here. So if you can hear that, please enjoy the rain sounds in the background, okay? Let's move on and talk about the double eviction, the headline news. We've seen the groovy granny and the love-struck Mia be evicted. Oh my goodness, what a shambles of an eviction that was, because the heavens opened and caused an absolute shitstorm. They need to build a roof. There is no excuse for not having a roof. I don't care how tight your budget is. You are in the middle of storm season in that part of Australia. It doesn't make any sense to not have any contingency for a live show. Is utterly incomprehensible. And we've seen it strike during an eviction episode now. What a disaster. Whoever caused this needs to sit down and have a seriously good think, because it makes this production look cheaper and more amateur than it actually is. And it's a real shame because there is a lot to love about this series, but the corners that have been cut, in particular this one, are just a bit egregious to overlook. We'll get to the other reason why this double eviction was a total shambles in just a minute, but I really do think that that needs to change, because you can't keep having a live show and the best you get is the 10 promo backdrop of Big Brother in the background. Like, it just looked so cheap and like they'd filmed in a back alley that I was like, you've got to be joking. Anyway, we saw Jane and Mia leave, and I think both were the right choices, because I don't know how much more Mia would have to give us, nor Jane, because she's not going to see eye to eye with those boys anytime soon. And I feel like having her leave now is the right time. It allows the house to reshuffle and we get some fresher storylines for the last few hurdles of this adventure. I just don't know what else either of the two of them had to give, so I do feel like it was the right decision. However, we've got to get into Mia's eviction. I understand that this twist was them trying to be innovative and fan-focused, but this was an absolute shambles. And it flies in the face of who goes, you decide, because it became who goes, one person decide. There are just so many holes to poke in this eviction that it's just like, this did not work how they thought it was going to. First of all, you had the caller drop out, and then you had them stalling for time on live television. Not great. Then you had the caller just having a chitty chit chat with Ed. And I'm like, This doesn't make any sense. At least give us something to wind them up. Don't just have a chitty chit chat of how was your day. Wind up the house. You have an opportunity to speak directly to that house and you're going to go, oh, how was your day? Wind them up. Say something to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Give us something. If you're going to give them outside information, which is basically what you're doing, then at least make it worth our while. Because this flew in the face of the fundamentals of the show, and it wasn't even that entertaining at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even good television. And it's just a real shame. A real shame. I really felt for Mia in her eviction because I was like, you could see she didn't want to leave as much as I say the right to left. You could see she didn't want to leave and you could see that she was crushed with how they did it. And I don't think that that is necessarily in the spirit of the show either. It just feels like this idea was incredible on paper, but the execution was absolutely terrible. There's no redeeming that execution of that task, in my opinion. None. Which is disappointing because I like when Big Brothers do innovative twists, but this didn't work. And I think they need to never do this again. And we also never need to see this be done on any international format ever. Thank you very much. After the break, we will get in to all the fallout from the VIP party. Oh dear. And Vinny taking home $10,000 because that Big Brother phone just keeps on causing chaos. I'll see you after this break. Welcome back, Fishbowl friends. It is time to get in to the last bit of carnage that the Big Brother phone gave us before that double eviction and all the fallout from the VIP party. We're going to start with the phone and end on the carnage from the party. Do you know what? Fair play to Vinny in taking the 10K. I understand why you would. I don't think that Connor is correct in saying that this is a team game as much as it is an individual one. It's an individual game. At the end of the day, you have to live together as a team, but it's an individual popularity contest. So I think he made the right decision for himself, and if it sets him and his family up, then great. I also appreciated, unlike the rest of the house who thought it was suspicious, that he tempered his reaction to winning the money. I don't know that I could do that. Personally, I think I would be freaking the frick out if I won that much money. But I think he sensed that there was a lot of discontent in the house and maybe he felt it was the best approach. And I do think it probably was the best approach, to be fair. Let's talk about the fallout from the VIP party, shall we? Oh dear, this is not good because we have seen Alana and Holly go head to head after some comments that Holly made about Emily at the VIP party. Now, Holly, I think this just shows that Holly is so self-absorbed and constantly in her own I am the shit main character energy at all times that she cannot see the wood for the trees. There is just nothing there aside from what a gift to the earth I am with that woman. And the thing is, I don't even think this is the edit. Because yes, you can amp that up in an edit, but unless she's actually giving that to you, then there is nothing there to edit. So I think this is unfortunately just genuinely her. And I don't really think it makes for great television. That whole confrontation with Alana, I have to give Alana massive props though, because she just laid it all out. and didn't let Holly try and spin it. And you could see that Holly was hating every second of that conversation. And I was just sat there with my metaphorical popcorn going, go on, girl, get her. Because I think it's the first time, aside from Connor, that we've really seen Holly be sort of held feet to the fire. And I think it needs to happen. She's getting away with far, far, far too much. And there is no growth. If anything, she's just doubling down on her behavior. And I was really impressed with Alana for, not in a horrible way, but just being like, no, you said what you said. I remember what you said. And for God's sake, does she not realize there's cameras in this house? It's like, hello, do you remember where you are? Ay, ay, ay. So I think it'll be interesting watching the week ahead to see whether those two get along, whether they fall out entirely more, or what happens there. Because she's very much seen as the mother of the house, Alana, I mean. So how's that going to go for Holly and her clique? I don't think well. As we've seen internationally, cliques do not work. So Holly, Bruce, and Coco better be a little more integrated. Because uh-oh. To give you some predictions for the week ahead before we go, now that Holly is no longer head housemate, I fully expect she will be nominated. I think Vinny, given that he has won money, will probably join her. And I think the third one could be Abiola. I think Abiola, with the sleeping, could be in trouble. I would also like to see Ed nominated as well. Put all four up. Thank you. Because Ed is giving us nothing. What would be even more of a gag is if they put Holly and Colin up. So say it was Vinny, Holly, Colin. Imagine. Break up the sham showmans, I say. But I don't think I'll be that lucky. I do think it will be interesting with a change in power, if Holly is not the head housemate this week, how the house shifts with a different leadership style. I suspect we will have somewhat of a calmer week, given that it's not head tyrant Holly in charge. But never fear, because we will unpack it all as we continue this Australian journey in Australia's most famous theme park dwelling. Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed the episode, please come and say hello over on socials at He's Always Watching Pod on Instagram and Threads, and you can come and leave a comment over on the YouTube video and on Spotify as well. You can give it a 5-star rating on whatever podcasting app you're listening on. And I will see you very, very soon as we unpack more of this chaos as we hurtle towards the shortest season ever finishing. Yes, yes, yes. In the meantime, remember, Big Brother's not the only one who's always watching. I'll see you soon.